Okay, Sajanand Swami Maharaj Ni Jai. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Gurur Sakshat Para Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva जे उत्पत्ति स्थिति लय करे वेदो स्तुति उच्चरे झेनारोम सुछिद्रमा अणुसमा ब्रह्मांड कोटि फरे माया काड़ रवि शशि सुरगणो आज्ञान लोपेक्षण एवा अक्षरधामना अधिपति श्री स्वामी नारायण जन्यमृतवाणी तो वही रही साक्षात महिमा रूपे जनी ब्राह्मी स्थिति अहोलिन करे सुभव्य अक्षर पदे शरणागत निज अल्प जीव सहुना श्रेयार्थ तत्पर रहे काका स्नेहल सिंधु दिव्य विभुने हय्यों तो वंदन करे सजानंद स्वामी महाराज नी जय सर्वे गुणातीत स्वरूपों नी जय 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 प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप काका जी महाराज पप्पा जी महाराज स्नेहल सिंधु दिव्य बंधु शताब्दी पर्व महोत्सव नी जय 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 प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप हरिप्रसाद स्वामी महाराज आत्मीय युवा महोत्सव नी जय 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 प्रगट ब्रह्म स्वरूप जसभाई साहेब सर्व सुरदम पर्व महोत्सव नी जय 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 आज के आनंद की जय 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 सदगुरुदेव की जय 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 सर्वे गुणातीत स्वरूपोनी जय जय जय. So first of all, we want to thank our Bhaiyo, our NG Ben and other devotees to arrange this Shibir for you. And you have answered Sapan Bhai's question that what are your goals at the end of the Shibir, and maybe every one of you just want to write down one or two goals and see whether that goal is met at the end of the Shibir, and we can have maybe some discussion at the end of the Shibir. Some of you can come and say how much your goal is met and what more you need, what more we can help you. And the topic of this first session is Agnya and Niyam. And we want to make sure that you understand it. More you understand, more it will help you. So maybe I'll ask some question-answer session, And I want to have somebody who can tell me what is the correlation between Agnya and Niyam. Are they totally two different entities, or are they same as one meaning but two different words, or is there something in between, Right? Like you say food, and hunger, right? So how do you think food and hunger, is that same word meaning same thing, or is that totally two different things have no relation with each other, or there is something in between, right? So I'm just giving you one example, food and hunger. Same way, Agnya and Niyam, can somebody from you tell, what those two words have some relationship or some meaning to that?
The relationship between Agna and Niyam is that, like, a niyam is something you take to please your guru, and Agna is something your guru tells you to do. So your guru can tell you to take this niyam, and you can do it, and you please that guru of yours. So there's that relation where to please God and to do what God wants, you take the Agna from your master. So John, sorry, we're not changing.
Very good. Sahaj Bhai has good explanation, right? Anybody else wants to share or add or change or modify or disagree? Eh? Okay. So, Agnya is something that your elders or somebody who cares for you would guide you. And that Agnya comes not just recently, It is the day you were born. The day you were born, the mother and the father and the nearest one starts with Agnya. When the baby is first born in hospital, you know what is the first Agnya? What is the Agnya, Sahaj Bhai? We should maybe focus to doctors, maybe they would know what they do to the baby first when baby is born.
So make sure they can breathe.
That is Agnya. If they don't breathe, then when they were in the mother's tummy, they were not breathing. You all know that, right? They were using a different system. They were using the oxygen from the mother's blood to circulate into their brain, and they were okay with that oxygen. We all survive with oxygen. In Gujarati or in Sanskrit, oxygen is called Pran Vayu. Pran means vital life source. Without that we cannot survive. And that oxygen was supplemented by mother's blood flow. But now baby is out. Baby is ready for the next phase of life. When baby is out, she cannot have IVs and get mother's blood going through, and survive with all that for whole life. Anybody would like to have that, that when you are born, you say, I don't want to breathe, but I want to have my mother's connection my whole life. Anybody wants that way? Nobody, right? So, first step was to breathe. If they breathe, God has created nose and everything, lungs and everything. But it's not there yet, Also amazing thing, that baby is in fluid, inside mother's tummy, But that fluid is not going in the nose and get lungs damage, Nature has protection, So it starts in the navel, and from the navel it sucks the fluid, Umbilical cord, right? So when baby is born, first thing is cut off. No more mother support. But mother or the person they call midwife, or the doctors or the nurses, they provide a first step to the baby. And they say, breathe. But how do they say to breathe? Do you know? How do doctors and nurses make baby breathe? Nobody has read anything? Hmm? Hmm? They pat on baby to make sure that baby is able to breathe. To the some tough babies, rather than patting, they slap the baby. And if that baby is still tough, they would shake the baby up so that she cries. Something like that, Dr. Rachna?
Not as much shaking.
Okay.
Sometimes it's pinching.
Okay, pinching. They pinch. But are those good things they do? Pinching is good? Huh? Dara?
To make it breathe, yeah, to make the person.
But if somebody pinches you, would you feel comfortable?
It's like a different situation.
Right. The pinching is hurting baby, right? But the purpose is to make her or him breathe, right? So some of these agnyas are sometimes pinching agnyas, hard, that we may not like it, we may not want to do it, but it is good for us, right? So first agnya is breathe. And moment that baby starts breathing, until the baby dies, the breathing goes on. Right? Even though we are in deep sleep, do we stop breathing? For 5 minutes, 10 minutes, hour? Do you stop breathing? Siddh, when you go to sleep, do you stop breathing? No. We don't stop breathing. So we continue doing that is called niyam. Now we have made a practice, pattern, that we keep it up. And what happens if we break the niyam? What happens if we stop breathing? We die. Right? So agnya is the beginning. Niyam is the continuation of that agnya. And if we break that agnya, then we die. Spiritually also it is same way. We sing that bhajan, Je utpati sthiti laya kare, Vedo stuti uchare, Jena roma suchidrama anusama brahmand ko ટી ફરે માયા કાળ રવિ શશી સુરગણો પછી શું આવે આજ્ઞા ન લોપે ક્ષણ. These big entities, the sun, the moon, the wind, the fire, all these forces are also not violating the first command given by God till now. For a moment. What if sun starts saying that I'm going to stop? We all die, right? We all die. Sun die also. Sun will die also. Okay? So they are not violating, they are not stopping it, right? So that is also agnya. But that agnya is given for a long time, billions of years. For sun, right? That sun will kept giving heat and energy and light, and also nourishment, we get nourishment through sun, right? So parents also give some agnyas, and as we grow up, there are different agnyas, When we are like 1 year old, then parents will make sure that You don't touch the fire, or you don't touch the electricity, you don't touch the knives, and they make sure, and they say, stop, Brahmi, stop. Yeah? You may have heard that, and Brahmi would say, huh? Right? Because Brahmi would not know what is right and what is wrong, But mummy knows, daddy knows, right? So, you have learned from that, That word stop is in our brain, in our program, Hmm? And somebody says stop, we ought to always listen, right? So that is also agnya, Hmm? And then when we grow up more, when we are 5, 6 years old, then there are different sets of agnya, Get ready, you have to go to school, right? Mom, can I sleep for 5 more minutes? Eh? Has anybody done that with your parents? Okay. But mom will give you 5 minutes maybe, but then you have to wake up, right? You have to go to school. And if you don't listen to mommy, then you fail in your school. You don't go to school, then you fail, right? But you all have a goal that you want to be number 1 in your class, right? Anybody has a goal not to be number 1 in the class? Okay. So we have to work hard for that, right? That is our niyam. Mummy says agnya, get up. That is agnya. And the niyam is to go to school and get better grades, That is the niyam. Now we grow up, Now we are graduated from high school. And are you doing something to each other? Okay. Because I remember, that Praful Bhai who passed away in Sahib Dada's group? Praful Bhai. And Ashwin Dada in Sahib's group? Ashwin Dada who comes in Sahib group, When they sit together, Praful Bhai starts with 2 fingers, and then picks up Ashwin Dada, and Ashwin Dada gets really irritated, But in the sabha, he cannot say anything. And then, Sahib Dada looks at Ashwin Bhai and says, what happened? What would he say? They were friends, So what would he say? What would Ashwin Dada say? Oh, it's okay, nothing, I'm okay. So I thought between you two maybe something going on. So now you are in 12th grade, you are graduated, right? And different agnya comes. Now there are varieties of agnyas, at that time, because in America the parents say, okay, my job is done. If you want to go to college, you go to job, make money, earn money, and then pay the school and whatever, I don't want to give any penny more for college. There are parents, in America, they do that way. But there is a reason why they do also, Because they have been stubborn with the parents. They have been disobeying with their parents. They have been headaches to the parents. And they have been threat to the parents also, So, because of that, parents say, okay, I did my job, it's up to you, But most of our Indian parents, even though you do all these things, they still care. And they still provide you from their hard-earned bank accounts the big expensive fees for the school, college, right? But their agnya is, don't waste my money. Don't go to college and end up failing in the college. And what makes you fail in the college? Something which is not good that you do, Hmm? A lot of kids, they end up in parties, drinking, smoking, and bad, relationship with each other, male and female, those things, creates disturbance from studies, and they fail, Hmm. So, parents wants to make sure that you get good grades, you know, make progress, And then the niyam is that again, you stay away from these bad things, and be very sincere and study in the school. Hmm. But when you are at this age, when you are in your teenagers years, there are physical changes happening in the body also, And you become like a man, or a woman, And your mind also is growing, and you would not want to, take these agnyas, in a positive way, And then you have to pay the price, But if you follow the agnya, parents are always well-wishers. Your masters and gurus are always well-wishers. Your God is always well-wishers, And if you follow that, and you would be behaving better, But there is a tug war, Your mind says, I want to do something bad. And your other previous experiences says, you don't want to do that, because that would be bad and shameful, right? So you have a tug of war going, And more you pray, and more you listen to the elders, you would be winning that side, Hmm. I had one friend in school. His name is Girish Bhai Desai. He lives in Botton Ridge. No, way down south, Louisiana. That is the city called Botton Ridge? Baton Rouge, sorry, Baton Rouge, yeah. Baton Rouge. See, I have to, clean up myself also. So he is still living there right now, He was in high school either number 1, number 2, or number 3, He was very top. And I was like 4 or 5, in the school, But I used to play a lot of other, games like cricket and, kho and gilli danda and all that, And I would go to school and focus. And whatever I remember, that is enough, Then I have very little interest to study more, But when we went to college, I was in the dorm and I had no friends, just 1 or 2 friends, and my books were my friends, So I was studying and studying, So I was number 1 in the whole class of 100, They have bigger classes, in college. I was number 1. That friend who was in different college, in different town, so I met him at the end of the year and I said, how are you doing? He was number 1 or 2 or 3 in his school, high school time, But now he went to college and he was a pressed spring, boom. In the college, no parents' pressure or nothing, right? He was away from parents and he was wasting his time in parties and other things, So guess where he was at the end of the year. What was his grades? Jarna, what do you think? C's and D's? Huh? Smriti? Huh? You said something, beta. Failing. Richa? Huh? I didn't hear. D's and F's? Yeah, he failed. He failed in his college first year, That is a big change, right? A guy is scoring, 1, 2 or 3 rank in the high school and he failed. Then he woke up, Then he finished, But I still remember, that I was amazed, when he said I failed, I said, how can you fail, You were so bright. Yeah? But no. If we break the rule, we pay the price. So that is another agnya, from parents. And if we follow that, then we will be happy, we will be successful. So there is agnya, and if we follow that, it becomes niyam. Any one out of you who has followed their parents' agnya and made as a niyam in your last 1 year. Anybody can give me one example, maybe? If parents said something and you accepted that and made a niyam for whole year. Anybody from Jnana group, right? That group is Jnana, and what is the other? Vairagya. Jnana and Vairagya are from your side, right? So anybody from Jnana and Vairagya group saying that they followed the agnya of their parents and made it a niyam, a rule to follow that for the rest of the year. In last year, from last July to this July, let's say, Nobody? Okay, Brahmi. No, Anami. Sorry. You did all your homework? That was the agnya from your mom and dad? Okay. We have to give mic so everybody hears.
My parents said to get the best grades you can, so I did, and I did that for the whole school year.
So you never missed your homework, right? Good. And what was the result?
I was at the top of the class.
You were in the top in your class? So everybody. But the way she is saying, that her parents were very soft with her, saying that get the best you can, right? Because they knew that even telling that, she would catch it. And she would run with that, for whole year. Right? Kushbhai, how about you? Did you do something that you remember in whole year that helped you from your parents?
I go to Inopi, and my parents want me to do all the homework, and I try to follow that. I do the homework, but I don't finish it all. So that's an agnya that I have to follow from my parents.
No, it's fine, but you cannot finish, but at least you are wanting to do that. That is good thing. And then if you need any help, we have all these brothers here, they can help you. Yeah. But we want to make sure that you get good grades, You want to be in top of your class. And if you are that way, then you will do better in the college, whatever you want to be, a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer or, whatever you, astronaut maybe, or pilot. Who wants to be astronaut? Okay. Yeah. But you have to work hard. You have to get all A's, right? Yeah. Okay. So, anybody else wants to say in last 1 year in our Bhaiyo side that whoever followed the agnya of their parents and feel happy and benefited? Huh? Durshal bhai.
So, last year, I used to play a lot of video games. And I used to stay up to like 4 in the morning when they wake up to go play work. I'm still playing with my friends. So they start getting angry.
But that was during vacation.
No, even like, yeah, like on Fridays and Saturdays. Even
On
like,
Fridays.
yeah.
But Monday to Friday
No,
you were
no,
okay.
no, not then. I'm asleep at like 10:30. So then like they like told me to stop playing video games because I'm like damaging my eyes. And then during the day I'm always like tired and I don't get out and do stuff. So slowly I started like getting off my video games at like 12, then 10, and then now I just don't play video games at all. I choose not to at this point, and usually I just go to Monday and play like sports. So I don't play video games anymore.
So during the school time you don't play any video game?
No, like, yeah, for like the past 3 months, I barely played any video games.
That's very nice, beta. Now you stand here, beta. Stand here. Who wants to join with Drushal bhai, who did not play video games for last 2 months? No, beta, you are not part of it, We are just... Anybody, who is the oldest in the group? Smith? Laku? How old are you? 19. Anybody 19 and under answer this question, okay? Yeah, who has stopped playing video games in last 2 months?
Don't get up.
Okay. We want to thank both of them. I want to shake your hand also, beta. Huh? Thank you, beta. Huh? Yeah. Okay. You can sit, beta, now. So that was very good. Okay, go ahead.
So just a clarification, it's also iPad and iPad and all those games, right? Or
Well,
just
if Pintu Bhai says so, yeah. Then
I
it's
mean, I
all
am
iPad.
asking.
So Sahaj Bhai was playing iPad?
He plays games.
Okay, all right. It's a gray area. But if he broke his habit and didn't play even iPad, no? You didn't play iPad also, right? So something you want to learn maybe also? Yeah. And I think I have seen things, that those who are very bright, those who get all A's, they try to play the games also, But if you don't do that, you are a good example to the others, beta, right? You should say that, look, I'm getting all A's because I don't play the games. But if you tell that, hey, I'm getting good A's, or getting all A's, and I'm playing games, the other person will pick up that, okay, it doesn't matter I get good grades, but Sahaj Bhai plays game. I can play games also. So that's a bad example, right? But you want to have good example. I was in India on Swamiji's birthday function early in January, and Bhakti Swami gave an example of one Satsangi's son. he graduated in the 12th grade, in India, with the highest grade in his whole area. He was number one in his whole area. So Bhakti Swami asked him that what made you get to that top level? And he said that even my parents are suggesting me to have a cell phone. Even my parents are suggesting to me have a cell phone because I get all good grades. What did he say? I don't want cell phone. Cell phone is your friend. And also could be your enemy. He realized, for my good grades, I don't want cell phone. Because if I have cell phone, then somebody will call me, right? If I don't have a cell phone, then nobody will call me. I will not waste 1 minute of my time. I was about to ask, somebody is willing to do that in this group, that until next July, don't want cell phone. Unrealistic, huh? He was not unrealistic. He was not unrealistic. And that part I agreed, I said, okay, he's a good boy, that he says that he will not have the cell phone until he graduates, from high school. Then Bhakti Swami asked him then, what do you want to become now? When you go to the college, what do you want to become? What did he say, you think? Huh? What? Better give them. I have some generation gap.
I think he probably said, like, regardless of what I be, I want to be, like, first still.
But what do you think he would want to become in his career,
I don't know, like a doctor or something, because he's
Doctor.
Like really
Doctor, it's a very competitive career, right? Doctor. Do you know what he said? Huh? Huh?
Something to do with phones.
Phones?
Something that has to do with phones and making phones or something. Something to do with making phones.
Something to do with making phones? No. He said that he wants to become neurosurgeon. Neurosurgeon. That is very, selected level of doctors, right? Neurosurgeon dealing with the brain, right? He wants to become a neurosurgeon. And then one more thing Bhakti Swami asked. How would you hold on to that goal to become neurosurgeon? And again he says, no more phone until I graduate. What did he say? Which one was better? The first one until high school or until he graduates? Which one is rational? It's up to you. It's up to you. There is lot of attraction to these things. In our mind, we cannot get rid of it. In our mind, we cannot compromise with this. But then there is a price for compromising. I really commended that boy, that His goal is straightforward. His goal is no disturbance, He knows what he wants to do, And at the same time, he knows what are the things which would bother him also, Hmm? This is in high school and college part. But how many of you have read about Bhagaji Maharaj? Good. Bhagaji Maharaj was from the low caste, tailor's caste, In India at that time it was considered low caste. Nowadays, it doesn't matter, They're all equal. Only now there is a two caste, Educated or dumb. Nowadays there is only two class. Either you are educated or non-educated. We don't want to be in the second class, right? Because there is a big price for that. Right? And even those who are non-educated, later on they wake up and say, okay, I want to rush. I want to start going to school, finish up my college and all that, right? But they have to do that, right? That's how the system is, Educated and non-educated, right? Yeah. So Bhagaji Maharaj, he was from the low caste and he was very elevated soul. So he came in touch with Richa. Which Swami he came in touch with first? Yeah, Gopalanand Swami. Gopalan Swami was a great, powerful saint. And he knew his chart, So he disciplined. He disciplined in a very nice way, When you say somebody, like for Brahmi Ben, when you say, hey Brahmi, is one way of saying, right? Or you can say, Brahmi Didi is another way of saying. Which one is better? Rishi Bhai, which one is better? When you say Brahmi Didi versus hey Brahmi, which one is better? First one. Because it creates nice vibration from ourselves. It creates positive vibrations, right? And if you create a habit of saying Brahmi Didi, then it would be naturally, you would say every time, Brahmi Didi. So let's say everybody, Brahmi Didi. I didn't hear loudly yet. Rishi, you say, and we will hear. Very good. Yeah. So Brahmi Didi, you have to say something,
Thank you, Rishi Bhai.
Yeah. He says that, call me Rishi, please. Now your choice. You can call Rishi Bhai or Rishi. If you call him Rishi, then you have come down. And if you maintain Rishi Bhai, then you are holding on. Your choice. Hmm?
How is she gonna go on with the one that I don't like?
will like one day. But going back to Bhagaji Maharaj, at what time do we want to pause, beta? 12:30? પછી થાળ કરવાનો છે? થાળ ઓકે, થાળ આવે એટલે પછી કરીએ. આપણે સવાર આરતી કરવાની રહી ગઈ નહીં બેટા? કરી હતી? કરી હતી આવે? ઓકે ઓકે, દેન ઇટ્સ ફાઇન. So Bhagaji Maharaj picked up all good disciplines from the company of Gopalanand Swami. And then Gopalanand Swami promised him, not a brain surgeon, not an astronaut. What did he promise? Gopalan Swami promised Bhagaji Maharaj something. No? No, he says, I will have you meet Akshardham. I will show you Akshardham. And I will have you meet Akshardham. And at that time the concept of Akshardham was that when you die, then you go some nice place, is called Akshardham. But Gopalanand Swami says, before you die, while you are alive, I will take you to Akshardham and I will have you meet Akshardham. That's something great, right? So, Anand, do you want to see and meet Akshardham when you are alive, or you want to see that when you are not alive? Both? Well, that is better, right? Both? So Bhagaji Maharaj was very happy when he heard that his Swami, his master will, show him alive when he is alive, Akshardham, And then time went on and went on, And it came the time when Gopalanand Swami was about to pass. And then he asked, Bhagaji Maharaj asked Gopalan Swami that now you are at the last moment and you had promised me, to show me the Akshardham, meet with the Akshardham. What about that promise? Then Gopalan Swami says, my promise will be maintained and fulfilled by who? Gunatitanand Swami. He says, I have not lied. Even though I am dying, you are not dying. You are still alive. And my promise will be fulfilled by Gunatitanand Swami. You go to Junagadh and he will fulfill the promise that I have given you. And he thought that Guru is just living without fulfilling his promise in his presence, But finally he went to Junagadh. And then he became the number one top priority of Gunatitanand Swami. And then he got both, like Anand Bhai said. He met Gunatitanand Swami while he was alive. He became Gunatitanand Swami when he was alive. And then when he died, he also went to Akshardham. So he got everything. He got best of everything, right? But the command that Gopan Swami gave, he maintained, he went there, right? So he picked up the Agnya and then he benefited that. But my question is, that to not to use the cell phone until you become a doctor, is that hard? Or to become Brahmarup, until you become Brahmarup, not to have the cell phone? Which one is harder? Bhavya Bhai, which one is harder? Huh? Up.
Being a doctor.
Oh, Bhavya Bhai says to become surgeon, until that not to have cell phone is harder than to not to have the cell phone until becoming Brahmarup. Yeah. I like it. To become doctor is harder than to become Brahmarup. Who would raise the hand with Bhavya Bhai that to become Brahmarup is easier than to become surgeon, brain surgeon? Hey, one more. Well, third hai? Eh? So now my two fellows are going to pick up the speaker, the microphone, and tell us why to become Brahmarup is easier than to become the doctor. Go ahead, beta.
Well, for being a doctor, you gotta know all the terms. So you know all the terms.
Closer, beta.
You gotta know the terms and all the procedures and all that. And for being Brahma, you can be in constant relation with Bhagavan and Guru. So it'd be easier being Brahma.
Okay, beta. Very good. I like it. Let's do some third first, so you have more time to add more points.